The Galactic Council's torture of 7-year-old Jeremy Wells ignited Earth's wrath, unleashing 500,000 super soldiers upon the stars. In 2147, humanity's position in the cosmic hierarchy was about to change dramatically. Jeremy Wells, a human prodigy with an intellect that surpassed even the most advanced alien minds, had become a target. The Bajorans, leaders of the Galactic Council, saw his potential as a threat to their dominance. They abducted the child, subjecting him to brutal interrogation on their homeworld, Bajor Prime. Earth's government, upon learning of this atrocity, activated Project Titan. For 2 decades, this classified military program had quietly produced an army of genetically enhanced warriors. These super soldiers, superior in strength, speed, and intelligence, were Earth's secret weapon against alien aggression. Colonel Marcus Steele, Jeremy's uncle and the mastermind behind Project Titan, led the assault on Bajor Prime. As Earth's fleet approached the planet, they encountered fierce resistance from the Council's defensive forces. The super soldiers proved their worth in initial skirmishes, easily overpowering alien troops with their enhanced capabilities. On Bajor Prime, Jeremy endured relentless questioning from Lyra, a ruthless Bajoran scientist. Her goal, to unlock the secrets of human cognitive potential. Little did she know, her actions had set in motion a chain of events that would shake the foundations of galactic power. Colonel Steele's primary objective was twofold: rescue Jeremy and dismantle the Galactic Council's power structure. As Earth's forces established a beachhead on Bajor Prime, they uncovered evidence of widespread corruption and unethical experimentation conducted by the Council on various species. This revelation sparked dissent among some Council member races, creating potential allies for humanity in the conflict. The super soldiers began a methodical assault on the Council's stronghold, facing advanced alien technology and hostile environments. Their enhanced abilities allowed them to adapt quickly, turning the tide of battle in Earth's favor. Colonel Steele led a specialized team to infiltrate the facility where Jeremy was held. They encountered heavy resistance and deadly traps, but their determination and superior training pushed them forward. The fate of a child, and potentially the future of humanity, hung in the balance. As news of Earth's retaliation spread across the galaxy, other alien civilizations watched with a mix of fear and curiosity. The humans, once considered a minor species, were now displaying military might that rivaled the most powerful races in the galaxy. The rescue mission unfolded with intensity, each moment crucial in determining Earth's future, standing in the galactic community. The 500,000 super soldiers of Project Titan fought not just for Jeremy, but for humanity's place among the stars. The Galactic Council's decision to torture a human child had awakened a sleeping giant, and the consequences would reshape the cosmic order for generations to come. The corridors of the Galactic Council's stronghold echoed with the sound of gunfire and explosions as Colonel Steele's specialized team pushed deeper into the facility. Each super soldier moved with inhuman grace and power, their enhanced bodies easily outmaneuvering the Bajoran guards who stood in their way. Private First Class Sarah Chen, one of the team's demolitions experts, planted a shaped charge on a reinforced door. "Fire in the hole," she called out, her voice calm despite the chaos around them. The explosion ripped through the air, leaving a gaping hole where the door once stood. Through the smoke, a hail of energy bolts streaked towards the team. Corporal Jackson Davies reacted instantly, his heightened reflexes allowing him to dodge the incoming fire with ease. He returned fire, his enhanced strength enabling him to wield a heavy plasma rifle as if it were a toy. As they advanced, the team encountered increasingly sophisticated defenses. Electromagnetic pulses disabled security systems, allowing them to bypass lethal traps and automated turrets. The super soldiers' enhanced senses detected hidden dangers that would have spelled doom for ordinary humans. Meanwhile, on the planet's surface, the main force of Earth's super soldiers engaged in a brutal battle against Bajoran forces. Private Michael Torres found himself face-to-face with a towering battle mech, its energy cannons glowing with deadly intent. With a powerful leap, Torres landed on the mech's cockpit. His enhanced strength allowed him to tear through the reinforced metal as if it were paper. The Bajoran pilot inside looked up in horror as Torres ripped him from his seat and tossed him aside. High above the battlefield, Earth surveillance drones captured every moment of the super soldier's remarkable feats. The footage streamed across the galaxy, inspiring awe and fear in equal measure. Back in the stronghold, Colonel Steele's team stumbled upon a hidden laboratory. The sight that greeted them was horrifying. Alien beings of various species were strapped to tables, subjected to cruel experiments. Among the captives, they noticed a group of tall, slender beings with iridescent skin, Arcturians. As the team began freeing the prisoners, one of the Arcturians approached Colonel Steele. "We sense your purpose," the alien said, its voice resonating directly in their minds. "We can help you find the child." Steele nodded, understanding the value of their telepathic abilities. "Lead the way," he said. With the Arcturians' guidance, the team navigated the labyrinthine facility with newfound precision. They were drawing closer to Jeremy, but time was running out. In another part of the stronghold, Lyra worked frantically to prepare Jeremy for transport. The young boy's eyes were glazed over, his small body limp from the drugs coursing through his system. "You've caused quite a stir, little one," Lyra muttered as she secured him to a hover stretcher. "But you're my ticket out of here." As alarms blared throughout the facility, Lyra realized she had underestimated the humans' commitment. She needed to move quickly. Colonel Steele's team was making steady progress when they encountered a new threat. A group of cybernetically enhanced warriors blocked their path, the Omega Guard. Private Jack Harper found himself separated from the main group, surrounded by 3 Omega Guards. Their eyes glowed with an eerie blue light as they advanced on him. Harper's training kicked in. He moved with lightning speed, ducking under a swipe from an energy blade and countering with a devastating uppercut that sent one of the guards crashing into the ceiling. The other 2 guards attacked simultaneously, their movements perfectly synchronized. Harper weaved between their strikes, his enhanced reflexes allowing him to stay one step ahead. Colonel Steele witnessed Harper's impressive display. "Harper," he called out, "take point, lead us to the boy." As the team pushed forward, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake, news of the conflict spread across the galaxy. On dozens of worlds, oppressed species watched in awe as humanity challenged the might of the Galactic Council. On the planet Zorax, the reptilian inhabitants saw an opportunity. "The humans have shown us the way," their leader declared. "It's time we throw off the shackles of Bajoran rule." Similar scenes played out across the galaxy, creating a cascade of rebellion that threatened to topple the Galactic Council's carefully constructed order. Back in the Bajoran stronghold, Colonel Steele's team finally reached the inner sanctum. They could sense Jeremy's presence beyond the massive doors that stood before them. The team moved with practiced efficiency. Charges were set, and within seconds the doors were blown open. As the smoke cleared, they rushed in, weapons at the ready. There in the center of the room stood Lyra. She held a frightened and drugged Jeremy Wells close to her, a wicked-looking energy pistol pressed against the boy's temple. "Not another step," Lyra hissed, her eyes wild with desperation. The super soldiers spread out, their enhanced senses taking in every detail of the room, searching for any advantage. Colonel Steele stepped forward, his voice calm but filled with almost unchecked rage. "It's over, Lyra. Let the boy go, and you might just leave here alive." Lyra's grip on Jeremy tightened, causing the boy to whimper. "You humans think you can change the order of things?" she spat. "You have no idea of the forces you're dealing with." The tension in the room was palpable. The fate of young Jeremy Wells, and perhaps the future of human-alien relations, hung in the balance. Colonel Steele and his team stood ready, their enhanced bodies coiled like springs, waiting for the slightest opportunity to act. In that moment of standoff, the true test of Project Titan was about to begin. It wasn't just about physical enhancements or military might, it was about the human spirit, about the lengths to which humanity would go to protect its own. As both sides prepared for what could be a final, decisive confrontation, the galaxy held its breath, waiting to see what would unfold next. In that moment of tense standoff, Jack Harper's enhanced mind raced through countless scenarios. His eyes darted between Lyra's finger on the trigger and Jeremy's terrified expression. Time seemed to slow as his augmented neural pathways processed the situation at superhuman speed. Without warning, Jack exploded into action. He crossed the room in a blur, his movements too fast for Lyra's eyes to track. Before she could react, Jack's hand clamped around her wrist, applying precise pressure to the nerve clusters. The energy pistol clattered to the floor as Lyra's fingers involuntarily released their grip. Private Chen and Corporal Davies moved swiftly, subduing the shocked Lyra with practiced efficiency. The Bajoran scientist struggled futilely against their enhanced strength, her eyes wide with disbelief. "How?" Lyra gasped, staring at Jack. "It's impossible. You moved faster than—" "Than you thought humans could?" Jack finished, his voice cold. "You might want to update your data on us." Colonel Steele cradled Jeremy, his enhanced senses detecting the boy's elevated heart rate and the chemical cocktail still coursing through his small body. "We need to move," he commanded. "Harper, take point. Chen, Davies, bring the prisoner. We might need her for intel." As they exited the inner sanctum, the distant sounds of battle grew louder. The super soldiers' enhanced hearing picked up the distinctive whine of energy weapons and the thunderous impacts of heavy ordnance. "Sounds like our main force is making progress," Corporal Davies observed, as they moved swiftly through the corridors. They rounded a corner and found themselves face to face with a squad of Omega Guards. The cybernetically enhanced warriors raised their weapons, their glowing blue eyes locking onto the Earth team. "Contact front!" Jack shouted, diving into action. The ensuing battle was a blur of superhuman speed and precision. Jack weaved between energy bolts, closing the distance to the Omega Guards in seconds. He engaged the nearest opponent in hand-to-hand combat, his enhanced strength matching the Guards' cybernetic augmentations. Private Chen provided covering fire, her aim unnaturally accurate, as she picked off Guards attempting to flank their position. Corporal Davies, still restraining Lyra, used his free hand to hurl a stun grenade into the midst of the enemy formation. Colonel Steele, despite carrying Jeremy, moved with lethal grace. He spun, kicked, and struck with his free arm, dropping 2 Omega Guards while keeping the boy shielded from harm. In less than a minute, the corridor was clear. The super soldiers stood amid the fallen Omega Guards, their breathing only slightly elevated despite the intense exertion. "Status report," Steele demanded as they resumed their advance. "All clear, sir," Jack responded, his enhanced vision scanning for further threats. "But we're picking up more hostiles converging on our position." As they navigated the labyrinthine facility, reports from the planetary surface filtered through their comm systems. Earth's main force was making significant gains, capturing key strategic locations across Bajor Prime. The super soldiers' superior combat abilities were proving decisive, overwhelming the Bajoran defenders at every turn. Steele allowed himself a grim smile. "Excellent work, Lieutenant. Maintain pressure and consolidate our positions. We're extracting with the primary target now." Colonel Steele assessed the situation quickly. "Harper, see what you can do. We might not get another chance at this." Jack nodded, his cybernetically enhanced brain interfacing seamlessly with the alien technology. His fingers flew over the control panel, bypassing security protocols and firewalls with ease. "It's a data center," he reported, his eyes unfocused as he processed the information flooding his mind. "I'm downloading everything I can. There's intel here on council operations, experiments, political maneuvers. This could change everything." "Good work, soldier," Steele commended. "Grab what you can, but we need to keep moving." As Jack completed the download, the facility shook violently. Emergency klaxons blared, and the lighting shifted to a pulsing red. "What the hell was that?" Corporal Davies demanded. "Planetary defense system," Lyra spoke up, a mix of fear and defiance in her voice. "You humans may have won this battle, but you've started a war you can't hope to win." Colonel Steele's grip on Jeremy tightened slightly. "We'll see about that," he growled. They pressed on, fighting their way through waves of increasingly desperate Bajoran defenders. The super soldiers moved as a cohesive unit, their enhanced abilities allowing them to overcome every obstacle in their path. As they neared the extraction point, Jeremy began to stir in Steele's arms. The boy's eyes fluttered open, revealing pupils that pulsed with an unnatural light. "Uncle Marcus," Jeremy mumbled, his voice weak but clear. Jeremy's gaze sharpened, taking in their surroundings with startling clarity. "The Bajorans," he said, his voice stronger. "They did something to me. I can feel it. My mind, it's—" "Save your strength, Jeremy," Steele interrupted gently. "We'll figure it all out once we're off this rock." As they emerged from the facility, the sky above Bajor Prime was alight with the flashes of orbital combat. Earth's ships engaged Bajoran vessels in a spectacular display of advanced warfare. A dropship swooped down, hovering just above the ground as its rear hatch opened. The team piled in, Jack taking a defensive position at the open hatch as they lifted off. As the dropship accelerated towards the upper atmosphere, Colonel Steele activated his long-range communicator. "This is Colonel Steele to Earth Command. Primary objective secured. Repeat, we have the boy." The response came back almost immediately, the voice on the other end filled with hardly restrained excitement. "Understood, Colonel. Good work. Be advised, we're detecting multiple unidentified vessels entering the system. Readings suggest Zorn Empire signatures." Steele's eyes widened at the implications. He looked down at Jeremy, then at the data crystal containing the intel Jack had retrieved. In that moment, he knew that their actions had set in motion events that would reshape the galaxy. The dropship broke through Bajor Prime's atmosphere, joining the massive Earth fleet that now dominated the space around the planet. As they approached the command carrier, Colonel Steele allowed himself a moment to contemplate the challenges that lay ahead. The rescue of Jeremy Wells was just the beginning. The true test of Project Titan and humanity's place in the cosmos was yet to come. The dropship docked smoothly with the command carrier, its rear hatch opening to reveal the bustling hangar bay. Colonel Steele stepped out, cradling Jeremy in his arms, followed closely by the rest of the team and their Bajoran prisoner. Admiral Zhao strode forward to meet them, his face a mask of grim satisfaction. "Welcome back, Colonel. I see the mission was a success." Steele nodded, his eyes never leaving Jeremy's face. "We have the boy, sir, and a whole lot more." As medical personnel rushed forward to attend to Jeremy, Jack stepped up, presenting the data crystal to the Admiral. "Sir, we've acquired critical intelligence from the Bajoran facility. This could change everything." Admiral Zhao's eyes widened as he took in the implications. "Excellent work, Harper. Get that to our analysts immediately." The next few hours passed in a whirlwind of activity. Earth's forces moved swiftly to consolidate their control over Bajor Prime, establishing a fortified command center in the former Galactic Council headquarters. Colonel Steele found himself at the heart of the operation, coordinating military actions across the planet from a state-of-the-art tactical room. Holographic displays flickered around him, showing real-time updates of troop movements and battle engagements. Steele's enhanced mind processed the information at superhuman speed, allowing him to make split-second decisions that could mean the difference between victory and defeat. "Sir," a young lieutenant called out, her voice cutting through the controlled chaos of the command center. "We're receiving reports of heavy resistance in the southern continent. Bajoran loyalists have dug in around a major population center." Steele's eyes narrowed as he assessed the situation. "Deploy the 3rd Mech Division to support our ground troops, and get me a direct line to Captain Ramirez on the orbital platform." As he issued orders, Steele's thoughts drifted to Jeremy. The boy had been rushed to a secure medical facility immediately upon their arrival, but reports indicated he was already showing signs of recovery, and something more. A gentle chime alerted Steele to an incoming transmission. Dr. Ilara Chen's face appeared on a nearby screen, her expression a mix of excitement and concern. "Colonel, you need to see this," she said without preamble. "Jeremy's cognitive functions are off the charts. He's processing information at a rate we've never seen before." Steele felt a surge of both pride and apprehension. "Is he stable?" As the transmission ended, Steele turned to find Jack Harper standing at attention nearby. The young super soldier's posture was rigid, but there was a fire in his eyes that spoke of his readiness for action. "Harper," Steele said, his voice carrying the weight of command, "your actions during the rescue mission were exemplary. I'm promoting you to captain, effective immediately." Jack's eyes widened slightly, but he maintained his composure. "Thank you, sir." "Don't thank me yet," Steele continued. "I have a new assignment for you. We've identified several high-ranking Bajoran officials who managed to slip through our net during the initial assault. I want you to lead an elite squad to track them down and bring them in." Jack nodded, his enhanced mind already formulating strategies. "Understood, sir. When do we start?" "Immediately," Steele replied, handing him a datapad. "Your team is assembled and waiting. This is our chance to dismantle what's left of the Bajoran leadership. Don't let me down." As Jack saluted and turned to leave, the command center erupted into a flurry of activity. Reports were coming in of Earth's reinforcement fleet arriving from Mars and Jupiter's moons. The massive warships, filled with advanced weaponry and crewed by additional super soldiers, took up defensive positions around Bajor Prime and its neighboring planets. Steele watched the tactical displays update in real time, showing the formidable array of Earth's military might. It was an impressive sight, but he knew the true challenges were just beginning. Days passed, marked by intense fighting on the ground and tense standoffs in space. Jack's team moved like ghosts across Bajor Prime, striking at hidden Bajoran strongholds and capturing key figures in the former Council leadership. Each successful mission brought in valuable intelligence, which Jeremy processed with his newly enhanced cognitive abilities. The boy had become the linchpin of Earth's strategic operations, his mind working in concert with the vast amounts of data retrieved from the Bajoran systems. Steele made sure Jeremy was protected at all times, recognizing his potential as a game-changing asset in the ongoing conflict. As Earth's control over the Bajoran system solidified, diplomatic challenges arose. Reports from home told of protests erupting in major cities, with some fearing the long-term implications of the conflict. Steele knew they needed to justify their actions to maintain support for the operation. The arrival of the Zorn Empire's diplomatic envoy added another layer of complexity to the situation. Ambassador Kroll, known for his shrewd negotiations, proposed a formal alliance against the remnants of the Galactic Council. Steele left the delicate diplomatic dance to the politicians, focusing instead on the immediate military concerns. Those concerns grew exponentially when Jeremy made a startling discovery. Working through the captured Bajoran data, he uncovered evidence of a hidden superweapon located on one of the system's outer moons. The device, codenamed Nova Hammer, had the potential to destroy entire planets. Steele's blood ran cold as he processed the implications. If activated by remnants of the Bajoran leadership, the Nova Hammer could pose an existential threat to Earth and its allies. As preparations for the mission began, Steele received an unexpected offer of assistance. The Arcturians, grateful for their rescue and sympathetic to Earth's cause, volunteered to use their telepathic abilities to locate the scattered Bajoran leadership. Steele accepted their help without hesitation, recognizing the advantage it would provide in dismantling the Galactic Council's power structure. As he coordinated the deployment of Arcturian telepaths alongside human strike teams, he couldn't help but marvel at how quickly humanity had become embroiled in the complex web of galactic politics. The command center hummed with activity as plans were made and orders given. Steele stood at the center of it all, his enhanced mind processing multiple streams of information simultaneously. He was so focused on the tasks at hand that he almost missed the urgent message that flashed across his personal comm device. It was from Earth's deep space monitoring stations. They had detected a massive energy signature approaching from the edges of known space. The readings were unlike anything they had encountered before. Steele felt a chill run down his spine as he realized the implications. Whatever was coming, it had the potential to dramatically alter the course of the conflict. As he prepared to brief his senior staff on this new development, Steele couldn't shake the feeling that humanity's greatest challenge was yet to come. The energy signature grew stronger with each passing moment, its unknown nature sending ripples of tension through the command center. "Colonel Steele," Jeremy's voice crackled over the comm, urgent and excited. "I've made a breakthrough with the Bajoran data. You need to see this immediately." Steele strode swiftly to the secure lab where Jeremy was working. The boy's eyes glowed with an otherworldly light as he manipulated holographic displays with lightning speed. "The Nova Hammer," Jeremy said, his voice trembling with excitement. "It's not just a superweapon. It's a communication device, Colonel, one capable of sending signals across the entire galaxy." Steele's mind raced with the implications. "Are you certain?" Jeremy nodded emphatically. "Absolutely. The Bajorans were using it as a weapon, but its true purpose is far more profound. With this, we could unite the galaxy under a single network." Within minutes, Jack Harper and his elite team of super soldiers were boarding a stealth dropship bound for the outer moon, where the Nova Hammer was hidden. As they approached, the moon's surface erupted with weapons fire. The dropship weaved through the barrage, its advanced countermeasures barely keeping pace with the onslaught. As they touched down, Jack's team sprang into action, their enhanced bodies moving with fluid precision. Bajoran defenders swarmed from hidden bunkers, their desperation evident in the ferocity of their attack. Jack's team responded with controlled bursts of weapons fire, each shot finding its mark with uncanny accuracy. "Push forward!" Jack shouted, vaulting over a crumbling barricade. His enhanced vision picked out weak points in the Bajoran defenses, and he relayed targeting data to his squad. Inside the command center, Steele watched the battle unfold through multiple feeds. His attention was divided between the assault on the moon and the approaching energy signature, which had now persistenced into a massive ship of unknown design. "Sir," a communications officer called out, "we're receiving a transmission from the unidentified vessel. They're calling themselves the Progenitors." A hush fell over the command center as the name registered. The Progenitors, a race whispered about in ancient legends, believed to be the originators of most sentient life in the galaxy. "Put them through," Steele ordered, his voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. A holographic image flickered to life, revealing a being of startling beauty and complexity. Its form seemed to shift and change, defying easy categorization. "Greetings, children of Earth," the progenitor spoke, its voice resonating with ancient power. "We have returned to evaluate the state of our creations." As Steele engaged in this monumental first contact, Jack's team on the moon breached the final defenses surrounding the Nova Hammer. The device loomed before them, a marvel of engineering that pulsed with awe-inspiring energy. Steele's mind worked furiously, processing the rapid developments. With a deep breath, he made a decision that would alter the course of galactic history. "Captain Harper, activate the Nova Hammer. We're going to broadcast a message to the entire galaxy." As Jack's team worked to activate the device, Steele composed a message that laid bare the truth of the Bajoran regime's atrocities and outlined Earth's vision for a just galactic order. The Nova Hammer hummed to life, its energy building to a crescendo. "Transmission commencing," Jack reported. The message blazed across the cosmos, reaching every corner of the galaxy in an instant. On the progenitor ship, the ancient beings watched with growing interest as the broadcast reached them. Over the next few hours, a delegation was hastily assembled. Steele, along with Jeremy, Jack, and representatives from the Arcturians and Zorn, prepared to board the progenitor vessel. As they approached the massive ship, its size became truly apparent. It dwarfed even the largest Earth vessels, its surface adorned with patterns and structures that defied conventional understanding. Inside, they were led to a vast chamber that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions at once. The progenitors gathered around them, their forms shifting and changing in mesmerizing patterns. "We left the younger races to develop on their own," one of the progenitors explained, "as a test. We hoped that a worthy species would rise to bring balance to the galaxy." The progenitors expressed both concern and admiration for humanity's rapid advancement and their role in dismantling the corrupt Galactic Council. They presented Earth with a choice: to join them in ascension to a higher plane of existence, or to take on the mantle of guardians for the galaxy. Steele looked at his companions, seeing the weight of this decision in their eyes. After careful deliberation and consultation with their allies, they made their choice. "We choose to remain," Steele announced, his voice firm with conviction. "We accept the responsibility of becoming guardians for the galaxy." The progenitors' approval was palpable. They bestowed upon humanity advanced technology and knowledge to aid them in their new role. As they prepared to return to Earth, Jeremy's eyes blazed with the light of new understanding. Jack stood tall, his posture reflecting the pride and responsibility of their new mission. And Steele, looking out at the vast expanse of space, felt the weight of the future settling on his shoulders. The galaxy stood on the brink of a new era, with humanity at its helm. The challenges ahead were immense, but for the first time in cosmic history, there was hope for true unity and peace among the stars. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.